Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Let's put it into the circus chapter and move on to the...
Are we done?
No, I mean, we're about there, I think.
I hope so.
We've just explained the murder, so...
God damn it.
Okay.
This circus isn't over yet.
Oh,
and it
well,
won't be.
I guess I spoke too soon. Eh? Okay, yep, that Zuki cape jumped right on that thing.
With the shock of impact, it threw up the cloak and it got snagged onto the bus.
Maybe it thought it was Max and it was like, Max, I love you. Here I come.
That's when the sound was heard by a witness and he took a look out of his window.
Whammy.
That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown.
That's the funniest shit I've ever seen. A man died.
When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window.
Well, even if it hadn't caught the cloak, like, somebody could have easily seen the bust being pulled back up to his window and then said, oh, I guess Acro just...
If he couldn't see out the window, how would he know? I mean, I know the time was, like, at this time.
Because he would have heard him, like, dicking around with the box, I guess.
So he just kept pulling the bust up.
Wow. And then it stops by his window and he pulls it inside. Did Mo, like, stop looking?
Well, it flew off forever, so I don't know. I'm bored with this. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be.
No?
What the hell?
Wait, I have a lot of problems with that.
Now you know how the murder actually took place.
I don't think we do.
And now you know who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the scene. Acro! It could only have been you!
Well, it could have been anybody, technically. Like, even if this whole thing is true, like, it didn't have to be Acro.
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now.
So...
What now?
You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
I've been waiting a long time to mention this.
Evidence?
Yeah, you can't just make shit up, so that's how we do it. In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and Little Vippy.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well.
No.
He's very cool. His name is Gavely.
No, Vippy's way stronger than Gavely.
No, well, no.
If they got in a fight, Vippy would destroy him with one whip.
No, don't touch
would
Gavely.
Shatter to pieces, and don't fight Vippy.
I guess I won't. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, did you even... They say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method.
Yeah, but it's kind of bullshit, so...
But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get us out of this jam.
We are in quite the jam.
Yeah.
That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, because legal teams can't discuss things. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the truth.
Lord. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, wait. Blazing with Max's 3 famous rules.
Oh boy!
Broken, that's not it.
So what did Mo see? He saw the hat and the cloak, right? He didn't see the white roses.
Right.
Okay.
This is the monkey, that's the one. Oh wait, there...
No, that's, yeah. Okay, keep going.
We haven't even used, like, any of the lion stuff yet.
Well, that's not relevant yet.
Blocked by a smog.
Keep going. Okay, Max's award ceremony.
Wait. That's a picture of the bust when he got it. Nah,
Okay, maybe now it's the fucking note? Because now this shows that... Because we know Acro
that this
put it in
was
Regina's thing, right? Regina's pocket.
Oh, I see.
So I think this is like... Now we can show that Acro was the one.
It was like planned.
Right, because he's the one that said, meet me at 10. This has to be it.
Oh yeah, it was placed by. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe. Maybe.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What the fuck is?
All right,
Okay,
we're just gonna use the walkthrough for the rest of this. I'm sick of this.
Fuck this case.
Stupid case.
That makes so much sense. What the fuck?
All right. I thought we already kind of proved this already.
Okay.
It's the hat.
Okay, yeah, this came up before.
I thought we already explained that the hat was on the scene and the
Well, because
bus.
Acro saw the hat when it was coming up.
Right.
Which is how we, like, got into this whole thing, because we said, well, the hat was on the ground.
Oh, fuck it. Present this stupid hat.
Okay, we'll see.
The problem is Max's 3 symbols.
Of course.
You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
The white roses, which have not been accounted for this whole time.
Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions.
You fool! Do you ever shut up?
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
However, remember what Mo said yesterday?
I don't remember.
Actually, I don't remember. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was... Yeah, he's saying so, like...
But Acro also saw that because it's the bust,
Right, was wearing a
which
silk hat.
has the hat.
Yeah. Again, I thought we already covered this.
Okay.
There's only one explanation for that.
Yeah, we already, like, know
The
this.
silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. Again, I thought we did...
Yeah, we had this whole conversation that the cloak went on the bust, and that's what rose into the air, so I don't... What is this proving? We know. We already know all of this.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Okay.
Objection! Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court. I hope you do, because it's very important. He said he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? What does the walkthrough say, Nick?
Of course I can let me pull up my phone here. Explain all of it.
What is that, a phone? What are you looking up?
Nothing. Just checking my email.
Is that Phoenix Wright too?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust.
Oh, yeah.
If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? I guess they fell off.
Or
Or
no,
we're
they're
on
on
there.
the bust, but
But
covered up by the...
But we don't know that because... Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust...
Okay.
Well, I guess we didn't have to prove anything, so... It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust.
I don't even know what he's talking... Ah!
Which explains why Mo didn't see it.
That was not a point that I even was thinking about.
The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust.
No one asked why the white roses weren't visible.
You're just giving us useless information.
I'm pretty sure we all know this.
Order!
Oh, holy shit. That was crazy. How do you roll your R's like that?
It's like a lawnmower. This is quite a shocking state of affairs.
Whoa, there he goes again.
I'm sorry, I'm just showing off at this point. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. Yeah, you and me both, Judge. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
If nothing else, it's very funny.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. No, I would never.
Hey, I'm gonna kill Phoenix Wright there.
Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't?
If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive.
Okay, this is easy.
The witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this.
Ah!
Are you okay? Do I need to whip you back into...
Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess.
I've got an idea of how this is going to go.
Yeah, they presented the wrong evidence twice to kind of show why.
Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. It's very good and interesting. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now.
Well, what do we do? I don't want to hear this boring story. There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Take a 10-minute recess for the summer. Let's go upstate.
To be continued.
We've only got 10 minutes, so we have to hurry.
I want this to be done.
This next case is so good.
The next case is amazing.
Oh, how did it happen?
Kind of makes up for
Both in the same game. How did they make such a horrible case and then do so good?
I can't believe it. Acro?
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, unbelievable.
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did?
Oh, this is somebody else.
Her.
My, he's just a little twerp, isn't he?
It's me, Donut Cop.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Want a donut? Hey, pal! You gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Ah, Detective Gumshoe.
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, detective. I'm sorry. Now, why don't you relax a little?
We've got some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, detective?
I'll take all of those things.
Oh, well, if you insist, Merry Christmas.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it? It's also Christmas passed, like, pretty recently.
Yeah, I mean, you're close, Gumshoe.
Here you go.
Oh, ew, this is...
Stop talking.
Oh,
That's-
Donut Cog, get away!
That's evidence.
Oh, bring it back.
Okay,
This
here
was
you
in
go.
Acro's room.
The result of our investigation. You can look at it later.
Oh boy, I will just stare at it mesmerized. Won't Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret. It's a
Huh?
No,
It's
shut up
the
now.
secret bloody cloth that you're giving us?
That Von Karma would hate for you to give us?
What did you say?
No, nothing. Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything.
Did Gumshoe give you the cloth?
But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our
We
plan.
didn't give you the cloth.
Von Karma looked like she was in a pretty big hurry though.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were put into place.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you.
She can just tell me she's here.
Judgment comes at the very last instant.
Okay.
That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm going home. See ya.
What did he mean by that? The very last instant part.
Everything he said seemed pretty cryptic to me.
Oh, one more thing.
Ah! Don't scare me like that!
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. For me? It's milk.
Thank God.
The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it before it spoils.
Wow. That sounds like a bad time.
An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me?
Just drinking bottle after bottle.
Ooh, I'm going to hate this later. I'm gonna have a real bad time on the shitter.
Ew.
I had a real bad time on the shitter just now.
No one wants to hear about that. This
what
court is now in
happened was-
session. Shall we continue our proceedings?
Didn't hurt though.
Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
It actually came out pretty quick.
Enough!
I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling,
Yes, Your Honor.
please proceed with your testimony.
You seem fatigued by this case, Your Honor.
Oh, yes.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay?
Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
What? Okay. Gulp.
Okay, Nick.
Jeez, don't have to be a dick.
Mr. Sassy
I'm
over
supposed
here.
to be your friend, and maybe I'll walk over to Von Karma's side and whip you a little bit. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
You're such a thoughtful young man.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro could kill the man he held in such esteem.
You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster?
Fine.
This might be my last chance to answer that question, but we don't need to question
Nah, yeah, let's just quit.
because there's nothing. No, we don't actually need to.
Oh, really?
There's nothing in there that would even be.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no need to cross-examine this witness. What's that?
Why was the ringmaster murdered? There is no need to delve into that piece of testimony when I know the answer already.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
Maybe on the next episode I'll ask him a question. Maybe it'll be like, how do you get your hair so spiky?
Where did you buy that entirely blue suit?
Why do you smell like shoes?
I don't smell like shoes.
You smell like shoes.
You smell really like shoes.
Like a lot like a
Like
shoe
very
smells.
smelly
Like
shoes.
if you smelled a shoe and then smell you, you'd say there's no difference.
Say shoe looks right.